Hello, hello, hello. Okay, guys, so we are down to the wire here, and I am up a little early. I went to bed late because, that's just my life. So we are actually going to do the gesso. I love doing all of the book boxes, but the magics really sets in when you get to start adding color after you have gessoed. So I'm really excited. We're almost to that point. Um, and so um, let us get to it. Now, a couple of things. So, because I'm filming these back to back to back, and I don't know, I'm doing like 20 other things, um, I didn't flip on the camera. So, you guys can kind of see what I did. I just did the clay, and I went ahead and decorated the spine, and I had already shown you the different molds that I had. And then these were actually the glue molds because I thought, oh, that'll add a little bling. You can see the little pearls. And again, we're not doing as much on the back of this one. I want it to lay really flat. But I did everything else. I added these. I did everything else on camera for you. So welcome to the book box series. Can tell I'm a little tired. I'm trying to drink my coffee here, which I might take a drink of. So thank you for stopping by. I do hope that you will subscribe and like and share the channel. I'm working towards 650 so I can send out my next happy mail. I do that for every 50 new subbies, and so if you'd like to be on the happy mail list, please just go on over to Facebook and find Jackie Black and shoot me a message with your address and I'll add you to the list. And as always, in the description box, you will find my favorite Facebook groups. And I also have been linking the artist that actually inspired me. She has many different, she does a lot of different things. But I really enjoyed doing these. I'm going to continue doing them. I love mixed media, and so I hope you're enjoying the series. And I just realized I do not have gloves, so pardon me for a moment. I am going to grab some because I am a messy crafter, and gesso kind of gets everywhere. So again, I have a video on the supply list. You do not need gesso. I have just found if you're doing mixed media that it just adheres to everything. And then the acrylic paint goes on it so well. So again, it's a decision that you all can make. I'm actually down here really early this morning because I want to get the gesso on. And you are going to gesso inside and out. And then I would like it to dry so that tonight I can actually finish up this series, but it takes several hours for the gesso to dry. And so while this one is drying, I will then, after my devotions, go upstairs, and you can see how you need to sand this. And so I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to sand off all the rough edges. And then I'm going to begin working on this book. And then we're down to 2. So I have 4 more that I have to get done. And the goal has been to be done this week so that I can begin working on tags next week. Because I just need to finish some stuff up before I leave. And I don't do well with deadlines. I'm just not a deadline kind of girl. I had actually even done my signatures and everything for the retreat months ago. But then I agreed to do these, and so here we go. So I think that this is pretty self-explanatory. I don't even know if, I think the video would be kind of boring if I filmed the whole thing with you. And again, like by the time this goes up, I will have finished filming the whole series. I apologize that, I don't know how to edit yet. I am going to be working really hard when I get back from California to really start paying some attention to my channel and really learning it. At this point, I've settled the fact that I'll either hire somebody or I will literally go take a course on computers to kind of get into this century because I'm a bit behind. And so I will be improving it. But basically what you want to do is you want to get in here. You can use white. I prefer black because I tend to like things that look more aged. But you're just wanting to cover everything. That's why I said when you are putting your book boxes together, you have to, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color of material you're using. It doesn't matter, like, none of that matches, because when you do this step, all of it gets covered in gesso, and so you don't see any of it. So be kind to yourself, have fun, and just get in there and get everything good and covered. It does take a little bit to dry. You can also use a sponge, you know, in case you don't have a paintbrush. You can use sponges. I generally use sponges when I go in to do and add the color, which I call magic time, because it truly is amazing how your book box then is going to totally transform. Also, before I ever even started doing these or knew about them, when I do my mixed media covers, it's kind of the basic principle of this is any mixed media project you do, you're kind of just slapping things on, and once you cover it with gesso, that's when you kind of free up your imagination and you just get in there and really start playing with the different colors. Just make sure that you are getting into all the creases and all of that. The more that you have on, the more you're going to have to dab in there. Generally, I actually have to, I get most of it covered, but then I have to kind of go back in because you'll see some of the blank spots. I try to start with the pages, and that way once I'm done doing the pages and I start doing the front and the spine and the back, the pages are generally dry so that then I can get in and do the top part. And so I just kind of have found a method that works for me. I always start this way. You don't have to. You can start any place you want. But this is how I do it. Now, I really can't. I'm going to do this part, but then I already know that eventually I'm going to have to set the book up this way for it to dry. So this gives it a little bit of drying time once I do the cover and stuff, that then it generally is, it's not dry, but it's dry enough that I can set it up. And then I'll have to come down and I'll have to paint the inside and let it dry, and then we kind of check and spot check everything. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do this first part with you because I don't know how exciting this actually is, but you will begin to see the transformation. And now you can see why I said the frame and all of that, it really doesn't matter. I like the jagged look, but now you can kind of see why. Okay, this makes it all like nice and uniform. And just gives you a really beautiful palette that you can start working from and building your colors up. So I hope that this totally inspires you. This will actually be a really short video. I will tell you when you are using laces that you have to really get into those crevices. I'm actually going to cut off this top part too. But you want to get into those crevices really, really well. And even when sometimes you think that you have gotten it all covered, you will discover that you have not. And now you can see why I love the crepe paper. You can kind of just see how wonderful that texture is in there. I just love it. And like I said, it's a fairly inexpensive way. If you live in a city, I would imagine you could go to a party store and get this stuff super cheap. I just don't live in a city, so I don't have a lot of options. The only crepe paper I could find was at Walmart, and it was just the streamers, which, by the way, you can use. You just wouldn't have a full sheet to do the whole thing in. So the clay, by the way, is a lot easier to paint than the glue molds, which I do love that. But either works. So don't ever limit yourself. And just remember, you can be pulling out broken jewelry. I mean, I think we all have stuff that just kind of lays around. We don't know what to do with it. Mixed media is a great way that you can use up all of those things that you have just, I don't know, found, kid gave you. You know, my grandkids are always like bringing me home stuff that they're just like, you can do something with this sugar. I'm like, okay. And surprisingly, I generally do figure out something that I can do with it. And I am trying to make sure I'm in frame. I noticed on one that I was kind of sneaking out of frame there. Sorry. I really am trying. But just kind of turn your book around, because when you have like these little raised details, you kind of have to get in there and make sure you're getting underneath everything, because it's super easy to just miss it. It's not like a do or die. It isn't. You'll eventually hit all your things when you're in there painting, but again, just really try to look to make sure that you are covering your entire box. And it's better if you get it covered at this depth. Like I said, nothing is at the end of the world or a tragedy if you don't, because you can always go back in and hit it with some gesso or paint. But it also depends the look that you're going for. So again, you could even use white. I'm a grungy girl at heart, so I tend to like the black better. I just like the way when I add the colors, I like the way it looks. Okay guys, like I said, this is a super short video because I don't know how fun it is to actually sit here and watch me paint this entire book, but I think that it's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to get your entire book gessoed inside and out. If you did choose to do the wood putty, your next step is going to be to sand it all down. You don't want, well, I guess you could, but I try to sand mine down to where it's a smooth finish. Now, while I'm not really doing that one on camera, I will pop in occasionally on the videos that I'm doing for this one to kind of show you the progress of it. And so once I have it all sanded, I will show you. I just wanted like, I love the wood putty look. And again, that is a book that is going to last. You can chuck it somewhere and nothing is going to break on it. But I like to sand it where it's got a smooth finish, just because then whatever I'm going to put on top of it will adhere to it. So I will go ahead and show you once I have it all sanded, which will be when we go in to start adding color to this one, which means we will be almost at the end of the series. And that is truly when the magic hits. I have been trying to get these filmed and done because I, believe it or not, do watch all the videos just to make sure that, you know, they're not too awful. And even if they're not perfect, that you guys can at least figure out how to do these or whatever it is that I'm doing. I try to make sure that they're okay, like you're getting a clue of what I'm doing. And so we will actually, when I come back, that will be magic time and we will be done, and I will have enough videos to post until I leave to the retreat, which gives me some time to finish everything up, and so then I'll just be back to posting. Of course, you guys won't see this until like later in May. I find that 3 videos a week right at this time is a little stressful for me, so I'm going to just be posting videos on Monday and Wednesday, which of course you will have figured out by the time this one hits. Okay guys, so there you go. You can kind of see the transformation of how it looks once you get the gesso on. And so short video today, but just get in there, get your book completely covered. And then I will see you on the flip side, and we are going to start adding some color, and we will be done, and you will have made a book box. So have a fabulous day, guys. See you later.